Coming up in the program, weight loss coach, St. Louis weight loss coach Charles D'Angelo stops by. We're going to talk about changing the way we think when it comes to not only losing weight, but maintaining it, which is the key. And as we get near the end of the year and we start thinking about resolutions, whether you believe in them or not, the new year always signifies some time for change. Charles is going to chat with me about that. So I highly suggest you tune in for Charles. He'll be coming up a little later on as well. Welcome back to the program, everyone. And as you heard just before the break, we had Dr. Lisa Bailey talking about seasonal affective disorder. This time of year, a lot of us tend to get blue, whether it's the weather, whether it's the holidays, or combination thereof. She did mention one of those things that I've always professed year-round is that exercise is your antidepressant. And not only that, but how we talk to ourselves. And I'm really a big believer in what's going on between the ears is huge. As a certified personal trainer, I ran into that all the time with my clients. I'd say, how are you? Let's get your measurements. Let's see how your fitness level is. Tell me about yourself. And inevitably, they went through a list of negatives. So here to inspire us is the man who's overcome that and more, and that's Charles D'Angelo, St. Louis's weight loss coach.
Well, thank you very much.
Welcome you back, Charles. So let's talk about what I love your correlation to technology. Lay it on us, how you think this through.
I look at this as needing to upgrade your mind's iPod. And in a recent post that I made on the Huffington Post, I talk about how many people have this MP3 playing in their mind over and over, a litany of excuses and reasons that they can't be who they want to be. They can't achieve the goals they've set for themselves, whether they be health goals, business goals, professional goals, relationship goals, because of pre-programming, most of which was never determined by themselves. It was a script that was designed by people, maybe their parents, maybe their peers, maybe people that really had good intentions, but had a lot of self-limiting beliefs. And those became part of the person that now is living this blueprint that they never, ever designed, that you've created for yourself this track that continually plays. And I hear it day after day from a client that comes in or another client that comes in that says, well, the reason I'm overweight is, and then they go to an external. Right. The reason that I can't eat right is because of my schedule. The reason that I am not healthy is because my children are so busy, or I have a sick loved one, or my mom's dying, or this or that or the other thing. And all those things are true.
They're valid, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but the reason you're overweight is not because of your schedule. The reason you're not in good health is not because of your spouse or of a divorce. It's because of the choices you're making. And with that realization comes true power, because then you recognize, if I am in control of this, if I'm responsible for this, all I have to do is change the choices I'm making and really get clear on what is this track in my mind that's talking all the time and limiting me.
Okay, intellectually, our audience gets that. I get it, you get it.
But how do you make the emotional connection?
Exactly.
To the question, right?
And as a 360-pound teenager, you were 16, and you finally made that, and you had a history of it in the family.
Absolutely.
The whole thing.
All the excuses. I could have been the king of excuses.
Yes, but at 16, whatever happened inside you clicked.
Well, it wasn't whatever happened. It was realizing that my life could be whatever I wanted to be by looking for role models outside of myself that lived the quality of life that I wanted to live. We have
that desire was there, though, Charles, right?
The hunger was there. So many people ask me, Charles, what's the difference between a person like a celebrity of today, not to name any specific names, but look at the Lindsay Lohans and the Paris Hiltons of today, the folks that have all the resources available but go through tremendous difficulty, or the John Belushis, or the people that have all the love they could want outside of themselves coming to them, but they're miserable inside. And I believe that much of success is due to that internal dialogue, and secondly, to the hunger you have to really achieve, that burning desire. I was blessed because I wasn't born with that. Right. I wasn't born with everything handed to me. If I wanted something, I would have to work for it. And I'm not saying that those that are born into success don't become successful. What I'm saying is that you have to find in yourself that burning desire, whatever it is, a need to contribute, or a desire to really be able to do what you've set out to do, this ultimate outcome that you've defined for yourself. But many people don't even get to that point. Before you and I went on the air, we were talking about just your ideas in life and what your goals have been over the course so far. And one key is you've got to get clear mentally on what you want.
Get the clutter out.
You've got to get the clutter out, and you've got to stop that track. That voice that you in your head, whether it's your negative mother or if it's negative father, or if it's your boss, or whoever it is that's telling you you're not good enough, you'll never get what you want, you're not smart enough, you don't have that degree. If you wait for external approval, you're never going to get what you want. You got to give yourself the permission to succeed by accepting that God has a huge plan for you, a really divine plan for you, and you're meant to have everything that you want in your life. I'm not saying have exorbitant wealth. If that's part of it, fine. But more importantly, to have fulfillment, to feel good, to have health. Right. So many people, the holidays are a wonderful time because people come to realize what's important again in life. If you have a person that's sick in your life, a person that has heart disease, or a person that has diabetes, or a person that's lying in a hospital bed, for the first time in a long time, you stop and you look at your life and you say to yourself, is all this other BS really as important as I make it out to be? Are all these excuses worth it? When you see a person in a hospital bed wanting to live, but because they're the outcome of their choices, and here you sit listening in your car now or listening in front of your computer, and you have the opportunity to reclaim your health by making simple distinctions and simple changes, wouldn't you rather make that change happen now when you're not at the outcome so that your life can be what it was meant to be? Before we run out of time, I want to get to 2 points. Well, you had those... you had that program that was going on in your head, saying negatives. I was told at 7 years old, I'll never forget it, by a loved one. I was fearful about a fire breaking out. I don't remember the circumstances, but fire breaking out. Sure. And I was told, oh, you're so negative. You're always so negative. I'm 7 years old going, what? So I really overcompensated for that. So always thinking with the glass half full. Always looking for where's the threat going to be coming from. And the important thing that everyone needs to hear and what you need to recognize is it's okay to look for threat, but you got to really live that out. But I overcompensated. Absolutely. I went the other way and said, no, I'm not. I fought it. Thank God. You fought it. You said, I'll show you. And a lot of people make that work for them. But some people, that fear stops them. So if you're fearful, really fast forward your life and say, if I continue on this path I'm on before the holiday season is over, where is it going to take me? And don't I believe enough in myself, despite that negative tape that may be playing in your head, that you can unplug it. You can put a new song on in the head. There you go. And one that's going to get you to where you want to be. I wanted to get to your idea of the MP3, making that... the iPod, or the iPod, excuse me. I'm showing my age, too. But you program that. You program whatever, anything. You download your phone, you download it. You program what you want to listen to. Same thing with... You're saying that's the same thing we need to do ourselves. Absolutely. Most people upgrade their technology, their phones, and their iPods more often than they do their minds. You've got to feed your mind as much as you feed your body, and with the right things. You give your body a lot of garbage, the outcome is going to be garbage. You give your mind a lot of garbage, the outcome is going to be the same. So you want to feed yourself something that's really beneficial and nourishing, things that are going to be putting you on the path that you're destined to be, successful and happy, living the quality of life that you deserve. That's St. Louis's weight loss coach, Charles D'Angelo. You can read what he's talking about on the Huffington Post. He writes, we become what we believe ourselves to be. Our reality is our perception. So he outlines how you can change that at the Huffington Post. How can we get to that site and see your work? Well, you can go to my website. It's charlesdangelo.com. There's a link there. Or you can just Google Charles D'Angelo Huffington Post, and it'll pull all of my blog entries up. Yes, and the latest, one of them, the one we're talking about, Upgrade Your Mind's iPod. Charles, as usual, we love having you here on the program. My pleasure, and I want you back before the new year because you know we've got to motivate them for the 2013. We've got to motivate them and keep them motivated all year long. You bet. Thank you, Charles. There's one thing that Charles and I will not accept when you say there's not enough time to exercise, and that's the subject of a book written by my next